lose a lot of time in life. One, it's very important that you create a healthy support system, because when it comes to anything mental, more than the medicines, more than whatsoever any professional can tell you, a healthy support system helps every
When you
therapy.
say a healthy support system, you mean
the parents,
personnel?
the people around
Okay,
them.
okay.
Not create, you know, there are times when they just put this person aside, no, this one is a forgotten case. No, create the environment and help them thrive. Like I said, celebrate their wins. When they make little progress, let them see that they are making progress.
And reward them too.
And reward them too. And then also, if you really want us to deal with this issue of mental health challenges, we must break stigma. We must break stigma. It's okay for a child to have lost a year because he had one or two challenges, but that's not enough to mark that child as a child who has mental illness, and for the rest of the life the child is tolling along that line because of that single episode. We must break the stigma. It starts with me, it starts with the school, it starts with the churches, it starts with the parents also. So everybody must work together to ensure that, irrespective of whatsoever challenge any child has when it has to do with their mental health, we must break that stigma and know that they are part of the society and help them to integrate. Even if it's substance abuse, there are a lot of people that have been into substance abuse, but right now they are championing the things, that the interventions that has to do with fighting against drug abuse. If those persons have been put aside, what now happens? But we need to break that stigma. Thank you.
We need to break the stigma. Now, Abigail, what's your final word of advice for parents, you know, that have teenagers going through challenges of mental health? In less than a minute, if possible.
Okay, less than a minute. Okay, the advice I'll give to parents is that parents should spend more time. You know, spending time with your children, your teenagers, cannot be overemphasized. You know, when they get to that particular stage, some parents just feel, oh, they can do things by themselves, so we should spend time with them. Sometimes they might not even want to talk. Your teenager, when they were younger, you see that they will ask you multiple questions. In fact, when they see that you are busy, that's the time they want to come and disturb you. But you just suddenly realize that now that they are not teenagers, 13, 14, 15, they will just come back from school, drop their bag. Mommy, they might not even ask. They will just enter their room, eat the food, they will just close the door. But in as much as they may keep to themselves, because teenagers are known to be kind of secretive, the thing is that even if they keep to themselves, you should try to also draw them closer. Deep down, they want you to make the move. So validate their feelings. There are times they will discuss certain things with you. It doesn't mean that you will just begin to criticize them, you just begin to yell, or you just begin to oppose their view. Sometimes hear their view, then in a kind of, subtle way, there's a way you can tell them, okay, this thing shouldn't be like this. I feel it is far better if it is like this, or if it is done in this particular way. Validate their feelings, listen to them. You know, listening is very important. I think that's where a lot of us parents or even adults that have teenagers around us will miss it. Listening is a skill. Learn to listen. A lot of us, we talk, and we don't even listen. And when a teenager notices that you are not paying attention to what they are saying at that particular crucial stage, they will just begin to, in fact, they may even seek the wrong person to get advice or motivation from. So we should learn to listen. Then we should also counsel them in a way that is not judgmental. We should kind of adopt a non-judgmental approach, validate their feelings, affirm them, get to know their love language, spend time with them. Sometimes just drop the phone, just interact with them. So it's very important for us to do that.
Thank you so much, ladies, for your very brilliant analysis. It's been such an amazing and interesting conversation so far, safeguarding teens' mental health. I'm hoping that the parents and you know, adults out there have learned so much from what you guys have said so far. I have learned a whole lot, and I'm hoping that, you know, just like they say, talk is cheap. We've done the talking. We hope that they're able to put to practice everything that has been said so far. Big thank you once again for being on the show with me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm hoping that next time you'll be able to do me the honor again of being with me on the show.
I'll try.
All right, it's been Flipside on Independent Television, and we've been talking about safeguarding the mental health of teenagers. Well, just like I said in opening, the mind is the engine room of the body. So if you can't safeguard it, then it's only a matter of time before the body, you know, follows suit. So it's very important that we safeguard our mental health, not just the mental health of teenagers, even as adults. Okay, it cuts across. Let's safeguard our mental health. My name is Harry Igboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and bye for now.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
ITV, certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking That's what I said. So when they bullied her,
Yeah.
if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shady and something. You have to be
They can't
smart.
sit
If
down.
you see where they are dressing them or are dragging on both sides, you cannot you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.
This is ITV. Certainly the best.
Up until recently, the issue of mental health wasn't getting as much attention as it is getting today. People focused more on physical health. Okay, so when someone breaks down, they say the person is sick and the person is taken to the hospital for, medical checkup or medical attention. But quite recently, I think more attention has been given to mental health. Someone once told me that, until someone hits the street and starts picking up stuff from the floor, the person is not considered to be mentally imbalanced just yet, especially in this part of the country or in this part of the world. So that's how I would like to welcome you to another amazing episode of Flipside on Independent Television, reaching you live from the city of Benin. My name is Harry Aigboje, and it's my pleasure to have you join me on this episode of the show. We have a very interesting topic before us, and it's something that has to do with safeguarding teens' mental health. Safeguarding teens' mental health. Now, mental health, like I said earlier, is something that has been getting a lot of attention lately because once the mind is in order, every other thing follows. So the mind is like the engine room of the human body. So yeah, that's basically what we're discussing today. And of course, to do this with me is a friend of the house, Abigail Ayobahi, who happens to be a teens coach and an instructor, a teens instructor. It's good to have you in the house, Abigail.
Thank you. Good afternoon, viewers. It's good to be here once again.
Yes, it's good to have you, Abigail. And of course, just like I said, mental health, it's a very key part of human existence. Yes. A lot of times, I think we tend to focus more on physical health. Okay, so let's begin. What are the most common mental health challenges facing teenagers today?
All right. First of all, I would like us to understand the meaning of mental health, because I think there is this misconception. A lot of people don't really understand what mental health is all about. It's just like while I was preparing for the program, so I was discussing with my husband that the topic we are going to be having today it borders on mental health for teenagers. So then he now told me something. He said you just hear some people, young people, they will tell you, oh, I'm having mood swing, and this thing is kind of threatening my mental health. So it was like some people don't know that that they are calling mental health. Maybe it's a sign of madness, but they will just say I'm experiencing mood swing. But the thing is that there's a lot of misconception about mental health. Okay. Like what you said during your introduction, just the same way we take care of our physical body, that's the same way we should also focus and take care of our mental health. Now, what is mental health? The World Health Organization defines mental health as the state of an individual's mental well-being that enables them to cope with the stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn well, work well, and contribute to their community. So just like physical health, mental health has to do with the state of your mind. And as individuals, it is very important for us to take care of our mental health, restoring our mental health, preserving our mental health is very important at all levels of life, at the individual level, at the family level, at the state, and at the community level. So it is very important for every one of us to take care of our mental health. Now, when it comes to the issue of teenagers and mental health, the teenage age is a very peculiar stage. It's like a transition period from childhood to adulthood. Like what I will always say, the teenage age is likened to kind of a rough ride, because it is full of highs and lows. There are times whereby teenagers may experience mood swings coupled with the pressure from the academic work, pressure to please their parents, fitting in among their social circle. Then at that particular stage, they are also
mandate. Reiterating his area directive, the president said non-compliance by state government could force the federal government to directly release funds to local council through the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC. He stressed the importance of compliance, warning that continued violation would trigger federal intervention. The president recounted pre-election hardship under previous administration's reform, including Naira redesign and fuel subsidy removal, as divine test overcome by faith.
Let us thank God. let us be faithful to our words. We must continue to be resolute that this democracy that we take in our hands must not fail.
On party's inclusivity, President Tinubu commended Niger State's model of female deputy governors and local government chairs, urging emulation across the country. The president also supported National Assembly bill for women's accommodation in the constitution, but rejected federal overreach on lotteries, calling it a residual matter under state exclusive list. From the Old Banquet Hall, Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja, I'm Ikaro Atta, ITV News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed the death of 12 persons with 2 others injured in an auto crash that occurred on Friday along the Ejule-Enugu Highway in Kogi. Mr. Tenibo Etuku, the FRSC sector commander in Kogi, disclosed this to newsmen in Lokoja on Saturday. Etuku described the accident as fatal and very unfortunate, adding that 1 child was among 12 persons that died. According to him, the crash occurred at about 11:30 p.m. in the Iboko community, Ida local government area, involving an 18-seater Toyota Hiace bus belonging to Rumchi Mass Transit. The ill-fated bus, Etuku said, was traveling from Abuja to the eastern part of the country, but rammed into a parked, faulty articulated vehicle due to over-speeding. The sector commander said that his personnel who carried out the rescue have rushed the injured to Mercy of Jesus Hospital, Ejule, for medical attention, while the dead bodies were deposited in the morgue. Etuku, who expressed his condolences to the families of the deceased, reiterated the dangers of excessive speed and reckless overtaking by motorists. And that will be all from the Abuja Network Center. I now hand you over to Daisy from our Benin Network Center for more stories.
Thank you, Charity. The Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, has reiterated his administration's commitment to safety and welfare of citizens following the recent petrol tanker fire incident in Auchi, Isako West local government area. The incident left several persons injured with no death recorded. The governor was represented by a delegation of top officials led by the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Malam Gani Audi. Government House correspondent Kingsley Uchegbu has details.
The visit to the scene of the incident and to hospitals where victims are receiving treatment was on the directive of Governor Monday Okpebholo, aiming at ensuring proper care for the victims and exploring measures to mitigate future occurrences. The Chief of Staff to the Governor, Malam Gani Audu, led the delegation to Auchi to sympathize with the affected community and conduct an on-the-spot assessment of the incident. The Director General of the Edo State Fire Service disclosed that Auchi currently has no functional fire station, but assured residents that the situation would soon change. The Commissioner for Public Safety and Security, Honorable Festus Ebia, commiserated with the victims, attributing the incident partly to the poor condition of the Auchi-Okene Expressway linking Jetu Junction.
Start from the road by doing palliative on the road, and a lot of other things that we observe. So now we have first-hand information about what happened, and then we are going to give exact results or report to the governor.
Some of the victims and eyewitnesses narrated their ordeal.
The fire exploded from the gutter. I tried to save my father, which is there. Then, with all my back is peed and burnt.
It's bash with the other Oga will get that attacker. What he be named so? Mosike. Now there, people call John where they feel rescue my house.
Officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, were also at the scene to carry out an assessment. A detailed report on the immediate and remote causes of the incident is expected to be submitted to Governor Monday Okpebholo next week. Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
A distinguished gathering of top media executives in Edo State on Saturday attended a media luncheon hosted by the vision bearer of Family Intercessory Ministry, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agboinfo. The event brought together managing directors, zonal directors, editors-in-chief, and other senior media executives from major broadcast stations, online platforms, and print media organizations. Oluwafemi Farayola, who captured highlights of the event, brings us details.
In her address, the vision bearer of Family Intercessory Ministry, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agboinfo, highlighted the critical role of ethical journalism in nation building. She urged media leaders to adopt a values-driven approach that aligns with Nigeria's cultural and spiritual heritage.
These people are doing so much, and they need to be encouraged. So it's just a way of, as a mother, to encourage them.
The PFN chairman further unveiled a annual program tagged Mothers Decree 18, scheduled to hold every 2nd of January, and solicited the support of the media for effective coverage of the event.
I want to salute the third chief doctor, Gabriel Sawa. I want to also use this video to inform you of our annual program, which you always help me to do. That is Mothers Decree 18.
In his comments, the managing director of ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, commended the vision bearer of Family Intercessory Ministry, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agboinfo, for remarkable impacts on the society through the propagation of the gospel. In his remarks, the Zonal Director of NTA Benin Network Center, Mrs. Teni Ajayi, and the Managing Director of Edo Broadcasting Service, Sulaiman Alede, assured the vision bearer of their continued partnership and support.
Journalism has taught us that we must pursue truth, and that is another aspect of Christianity.
He who does not align with media now will not have the ever purpose.
The media executives and other guests were entertained at the event. Among the notable attendees were the Managing Director of Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, the Zonal Director of NTA Benin Network Center, Mrs. Teni Ajayi, the Managing Director of Edo Broadcasting Service, Sulaiman Alede, and the Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Edo State Council, Comrade Festus Alenke, among others. Oluwafemi Farayola, ITV News.
The Marian Voice Choir of St. Francis Catholic Church, Benin City, has joined the list of choristers who paid a Christmas visit to the Isama of Benin to felicitate him for the season. Parsons reports that the group gave a good account of themselves as they rendered Christian carols, while selected dignitaries read the lessons to the delight of their host.
With soul-lifting songs, the Marian Voices Choir of St. Francis Catholic Church, Benin City, trailed their host, the Isama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Usawari Benedium, who could not resist dancing to the melodious tunes. As the music spread the joy of the season, Mrs. Jane Genevieve Amaroboyi read the first lesson from the book of Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 to 10, while Mrs. Eunice Ogbebo took the second lesson from Isaiah chapter 9, verses 2 to 7.
On that day, there shall come forth a shoot from the stump chastened, and a branch shall grow out of his roots, and the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him.
A special solo performance by Mrs. Gloria Anani added color and excitement to the event. The third and fourth lessons were read by Mrs. Tessie Egware, Personal Secretary to the Isama of Benin, and the Executive Director, Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Ubaide Nwonse.
Beloved, the grace of God has appeared for the salvation on all men.
When the time had fully come, God sent forth his Son, born of woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law.
The parish priest of St. Gabriel the Archangel Catholic Church, Benin City, Reverend Father Jerome Idebe, took the fifth and final reading from the Gospel of Luke chapter 2, verses 1 to 14.
For behold, I bring you good news of a great joy, which will come
to all the peoples.
As is customary with the Esama of Benin, the evening was fun-filled and provided the august visitors with the opportunity to enjoy the warm and rich hospitality of the House of Igbinedion. From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
There is possibility that many irrigation farmers may not participate in dry season farming this year, following drastic crash in prices of food items and perishable goods in the markets. NMA Umar Muhammad reports that many irrigation farmers are groaning as they count their losses after investing heavily on wet season farming.
Irrigation farming, or dry season farming as it's often called, is said to be a complementary to fill the vacuum created during the wet season. However, the crash in prices of foodstuffs recently has culminated into panicking among dry season farmers for fear of including another round of losses after their experiences in the crops harvested at the wet season farming. Some of them said in Hausa that as prices of farming support items like fertilizer, agrochemicals, among others, continue to soar, the decision by irrigation farmers to abandon cultivation of perishable foods like vegetables may result into their scarcity, thereby multiplying their cost.
Matsalar da muke fuskanta kawai shine na karyewan amfanin gona da shi kanshi kayan gwarin da shanyan namu.
To yanzu shirye-shiryen ma yanda za a shiga noman ranar mu ake tunanin ta ma ina za a fara. Na farko da yanzu duk wanda ya noman damuna ba shi da jarin da zai iya tafiya noman rani.
They requested that to avert such situations, government, to as a matter of urgency, address the problems associated with high cost of fertilizer, among others.
He's trying to make the price of the commodity, the price to be low so that everybody will get it.
Fertilizer come down for them, so they are able to make it. But why the fertilizer high? Are the workers they used to do the farm still high for them to affect them?
From Kaduna, Umar Muhammad, ITV News.
The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted and seized about 20 diverted transit containers with a total duty paid value of approximately 769 million naira between April and December 2025. The Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, disclosed this in Kano while presenting the seized items and outlining measures being implemented to curb cargo diversion and other trade-related issues. Kano correspondent Abdul Ibrahim completes the report.
According to the Controller General, the seizures underscores the service unwavering commitments to trade facilitation, revenue protection, and national security. He expressed concern that despite government initiatives such as free trade zone and adoption of international best practices, some unscrupulous operators continue to divert transit containers means for other destinations.
The service has aligned with numerous initiatives and endeavors of the federal government to create an enabling environment for legitimate commerce. These initiatives are evidence of our genuine desire to support the federal government's trade facilitation agenda and position Nigeria as a competitive destination within the global trading system.
In another development, the Nigeria Customs Service uncovered long-forgotten seizures of hard rock dating back to 1980s during routine clearance and renovation of an old operational warehouse in Kano. The recovered hard drugs were subsequently handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) for further investigation and proper disposal.
They seized these items. They kept them under lock and key. Now that there is an organization that is supposed to handle these things, they handed over these items to us. On behalf of the Chairman Executive and my Staff Commander, we sincerely appreciate the Controller General for this gesture.
The Controller General warns smugglers and their collaborators that the Nigerian Customs Service has significantly enhanced its operational capacity and deployment of modern technology, stressing that offenders will be detected, investigated, and prosecuted in accordance with the law. He reaffirms the service resolved to sustain aggressive enforcement while assuring that legitimate trade is not hindered. Abdul Ibrahim, ITV News Kano.
You're still watching the Network News on ITV. Stay tuned for more stories after this time out.
A big thank you for staying with us. Christmas is a celebration of hope, love, and renewal, rooted in Christian tradition that marks the birth of Jesus Christ and the promise of peace and goodwill to all. The senior pastor of House of Favor International Church, Reverend Lucky Onaiwu, made this remark at the 2025 Christmas party and carols held at the church headquarters in London. ITV foreign correspondent Rosanna Evorame has details.
Christmas remains a special season in Christendom, marking the birth of Jesus Christ at the headquarters of House of Favor International Church in London. The atmosphere was that of a joyful family reunion as members gathered for the 2025 landlesses and carols, combined with a love feast in the true spirit of Christmas celebration. The senior pastor, Reverend Lucky Onaiwu, admonished members not to lose focus on material celebration, reminded them that Jesus Christ remains the reason for this season.
We are not here to only come and eat, but we are being reminded today that this Christmas is going to bring great things to us as individuals, as family, and as a church in the name of Jesus.
Bible readings were taken by members of the congregation, while children presented special song ministration that delighted worshippers. Highlights of the celebration was the appearance of Father Christmas, who freed the crowd and shared gifts with the children.
House of Favor is a family church. That means everyone that identifies with Jesus, you're welcome here as our family. So as a time to celebrate Christmas, shows we're celebrating together as a family, which is the essence of Christmas.
We're celebrating Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is our foundation, is our Savior. And this time calls for us to show love to one another.
I want to thank our pastor for giving us the opportunity to organize this Christmas carol and Christmas party.
Members also exchanged gifts and enjoyed food and drinks in an atmosphere of love, unity, and thanksgiving.
Merry Christmas, sister.
It's been a wonderful time in God's presence as members had fun in the spirit of Christmas celebration. From Homefake, London, Rosalie Evorame, ITV News.
The Edo State chapter of the Association of Movie Producers, AMP, has hosted a business luncheon, an investiture of patrons, and award night styled From Set to Screen, aimed at strengthening professionalism and sustaining in movie industry excellence. Patience Osalgua reports that the event brought together filmmakers, media practitioners, investors, and other stakeholders, while honoring individuals who have contributed significantly to the growth of the industry.
The Edo State chapter of Association of Movie Producers continues to play a vital role in promoting professionalism and cultural storytelling while supporting local filmmakers to scale up their craft and meet industry standards. Delivering the keynote address, the Managing Director of Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, urged practitioners to package their brands to meet global standards and avoid internal politics that could hinder the growth of the industry.
An industry that contributes as of today about 2.3 of Nigeria's gross domestic product. We're talking of almost 1.3 trillion, employing more than 4.2 million Nigerians. It's not an industry you take for granted. So if you are in here, ask yourself, am I in here to take photographs, or am I in here as a businessman? Even if you are empty in your stomach, look the best you can look.
Addressing stakeholders, the chairman of the Edo State chapter of Association of Movie Producers, Mr. Derek Igbinakenzo, said the association is anchored on unity and collaboration, noting that synergy among members remains vital to building a competitive and sustainable creative industry.
We are building on the foundations of the fathers. They have toiled, they have labored. It is our responsibility to also built on that foundation.
Highlights of the ceremony included the presentation of awards to individuals who have distinguished themselves in the movie industry, including the Managing Director of Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki.
This is one profession that you draw inspiration. You pull it out from nowhere. Sometimes the spirit realm.
Because of our activities, Nigeria has extra 1.something trillion naira to spend. to spend on health, to spend on education.
The event also featured the induction of 7 new members conducted by Lady Inye Obaseki Omoyi with certificates presented from Benin. Patience Osaugiwa, ITV News.
Guest on the program Politics Today on Saturday said the federal government must tackle corruption in the oil and gas industry despite resignation of the chief executive officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, as well as his counterpart at the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe. Osemide Osagi reports that members of the public also contributed to the discussions via telephone.
The guest, Professor Tony Ijewere and Yusuf Abubakar, said the unexpected turn of events which necessitated the presidency to announce the resignation of the chief executive officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, as well as his counterpart at the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe, gives cause for concern. They said both officials who resigned left their positions ahead of the expiration of their tenures next year. The guest said the resignation of the highly placed public officers took place against the backdrop of mounting allegations against the former petroleum regulator Ahmed by renowned industrialist and president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote.
How come that since Dangote is involved, the price of fuel is now gradually coming down? You can just imagine if NNPC had monopolized it.
But NNPC reduced the pump price also by 18 naira.
Yes.
After Dangote's reduction.
You have said it. You have answered the question as well. It's the pressure from Dangote that forced them to do it. Otherwise, independent oil marketers will abandon their product.
But those people they'll be taken before the commission and let them refund some of those funds before we can really realize what is the actual value of
Who will now refund the funds?
Of course, time does not run against the state in criminal prosecution. Yeah. If anybody is indicted for taking funds for maintenance and they have not so maintained, they should refund the funds.
Members of the public who contributed to the program through telephone expressed concerns over the unpalatable development in the country.
So that is why these people are really making the defense of this nation. God is exposing them one by one. So that is the government will have to rethink.
Thank you.
Of what they are doing, of the way they are running this, our companies, our government companies.
If I may ask, what are they really doing? Because for me, I think I don't see anything they are doing. So I think the government should just shut it down or they should privatize it. I think they said they wanted to sell the refineries. So they should sell it so that it should be a private business so that everybody can rest.
Politics Today is aired on Saturday weekly. From Benin, Osemide Osagi, ITV News.
This is the network news on Independent Television. We'll bring you more stories after this break. Stay with us.
The new Edion expressed excitement as they danced and rejoiced before the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawori Benedion, who also joined in the dance. As visiting and paying of homage to various homes of senior elders continued, the initiates spent 7 days performing diverse kinds of rites as required by tradition. They were furnished with rules and regulations regarding their new office as Edion.
That I grew up in this community to the point that they have now also chosen me as an elder in this community. It's a thing of great joy. All thanks to the Esama of Benin, my people, my family, everybody, all Okada community for this great honor. I am very, very grateful.
Well, this is my brother. I'll call him my uncle because he grew up with my father. I'm so proud of him because we are doing the same rituals as the Edions of the Okada. It is our duty for us to make this place a greater place, for outsiders to come and see the goodness of God in Okada. And I'm proud of every one of us here. So shall it be to each and every one of us in Jesus' name.
Odion ma Okada zima Esama zima dion Bona zima dion Obana zima dion Malawe ma Ari Esama dion na ni mado pon Esama ni mado gbeken Esama e ma dio wa na Esama ma gbeken ne osabo.
Thanks for staying tuned. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has restated his administration's commitment to ensuring that the Supreme Court's judgment affirming the financial independence of local governments is implemented. President Tinubu made the commitment on Friday night, 15th National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress that held at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. Addressing the NEC members, comprising governors, National Working Committee members, and other party leaders, the President said failure by the governors to work in consonance with the Supreme Court's judgment may force him to take other executive decisions. On July 11, 2024, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the federal government's suit seeking to enforce financial independence for local governments, a practice provided for in Section 162, subsection 5 to 8 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, but widely flouted by most state governors through joint accounts. The 7-member panel of the Apex Court declared that it was unconstitutional for state governments to retain or manage funds meant for local councils. And still from the presidency, President Bola Tinubu will visit 3 states as part of the festive season schedule. According to a statement from the Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, President Tinubu will depart Abuja on Saturday to visit Borno, Bauchi, and Lagos State. In Borno State, President Tinubu will commission some projects undertaken by Governor Babagana Zulum and the federal government. From Maiduguri, the President will move to Bauchi to condole with the government of Bauchi State and the family of Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi, the late renowned Muslim cleric and leader of the Tijaniya Muslim Brotherhood. After the condolence visit, Tinubu will leave for Lagos, where he will spend the upcoming end-of-year holidays, and is expected to be the guest of honor at the Ayo Festival, scheduled for December 27, among all his numerous engagements while in the city. And out to some security matters. Troops of Sector 2 Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadin Kai, OPHK, working in close coordination with the Civilian Joint Task Force CJTF, said they have intercepted 2 pickup trucks conveying logistic supplies suspected to be for Islamic State West Africa Province ISWAP terrorists in Borno. In a statement, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba Media Information Officer, Joint Task Force, Northeast Operation Hiding Car in Maiduguri, said the operation was conducted following credible human intelligence which alerted the military to the movement of the items from Dapchi in Yobe State towards Megumeri general area of Borno State. The troops deployed tactical and intercepted vehicles along the identified routes. Items later to have been recovered during the operation includes 2 civilian vehicles, 31 spare tires, 23 spare rims, 2 bicycles, 12 ignition key starters, 3 alternators, 2 bags of flour, 1 mattress, 5 bags of charcoal, 34 tubers of yam, 2 blankets, 2 nylons of gari, assorted adults and children clothing, 1 power bank, 6 mobile phones, and some cash of different denomination. He revealed that the troops of OPHK remain resolute in their commitment to denying terrorists freedom of movement, cutting off the supply chains, and ensuring the safety and security of law-abiding citizens across the Northeast. The Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, has confirmed that Nigerian soldiers recently released by Burkina Faso authorities have arrived safely at the Air Force Base in Accra, Ghana. Tuga announced the development in a post on X on Friday evening, saying the personnel had landed aboard on Nigerian Air Force aircraft. He added that the development underscores Nigeria's diplomatic approach to resolving sensitive regional issues. The soldiers were detained after their aircraft made an unscheduled landing in Bobo Dioulasso on December 8 due to a technical issue shortly after departing Lagos en route to Portugal. Burkina Faso's military authorities held the personnel and aircraft over alleged airspace violation, describing the incident as a breach of sovereignty. The Nigerian Air Force assured that the crew remained safe and were treated courteously during their detention. It also emphasized that the precautionary landing was carried out in accordance with standard safety procedures and international aviation protocols. In a decisive move to strengthen the education sector and reward professionals and dedicated people, Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State has approved enhanced service conditions for teachers across the state. Effective from August 1st, 2025, the mandatory retirement age for teachers has been extended from 60 to 65 years, while the maximum years of service has been increased from 35 to 40 years. According to the Commissioner of Information, Ahmed Mayeki, in addition, teachers posted to rural and hard-to-reach communities will now receive a special allowance. Mayeki explained that the approval aligns with the Harmonized Retirement Age for Teachers Act 2022, enacted by the National Assembly, which exempts teachers from the general public service retirement threshold of 60 years or 35 years in service in recognition of their critical role in nation building. According to him, the decision reflects Governor Sani's firm commitment to improving workers' welfare and revitalizing the education sector, as the governor considered experienced teachers as central to delivering quality education and sustaining learning outcomes across the state. And still aired on the network news are stories from business and sports this day. And now we turn our gaze to business news, where the World Bank on Friday approved a $500 million financing package for micro, small, and medium enterprises in Nigeria. A statement by the bank said the operation under the Fostering Inclusive Finance FinClude comprises a $400 million international bank for reconstruction and development loan and a $100 million International Development Association credit. The project will be implemented by the Development Bank of Nigeria, with credit guarantees delivered through DBN's subsidiary, Impact Credit Guarantee Limited. Nigeria's micro, small, and medium enterprises form the backbone of the economy, accounting for most businesses, nearly half of the GDP, and a large share of jobs, yet they face long-standing barriers to formal finance. On the foreign scene, U.S. Justice Department on Friday began releasing the long-awaited records from the investigation into the politically explosive case of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The files are expected to shed light on the disgraced financier's connection with high-profile business executives, celebrities, academics, and politicians, including President Donald Trump. Trump, once a close friend of Epstein, fought for months to prevent the release of the records related to the investigation of Epstein, who died in a New York jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. The Republican president eventually caved to pressure from Congress, including from his own party, and signed a law last month compelling publication of the materials. Friday was the deadline set for the Congress for the release of the records. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said the files will be painstakingly redacted to protect the identities of Epstein's hundreds of victims. On entertainment news, Afrobeats singer Davido has named Asake, Rema, and Omale as the leading artists he believes could rise to be regarded amongst the greatest in the Nigerian music industry. The multiple award-winning artist made the remark while appearing on a Twitch livestream. Asked to name who he considered the next GOAT in the industry, Davido said it is between Asake, Omale, or Rema, as they've done exceptionally well. Davido also spoke warmly about the trio, highlighting their growing global presence. He added that his assessment focused on male artists while also acknowledging the achievements of leading female stars. A frontline politician in Edo State, Chief Charles Idahosa, is dead. Though details are still sketchy, it was gathered that Chief Charles Idahosa, also known as Charlie Temple, died in the early hours of Saturday. Details will come subsequently. And may so rest in peace. We now move to sports, where Wilfred Ndidi will captain the Super Eagles at the 2025 African Cup of Nations after he was officially appointed William Troost-Ekong's successor on Friday. Reports have it that Troost-Ekong announced his retirement from international football earlier this month. Ndidi was handed the armband for the Super Eagles 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs in Rabat last month. The 28-year-old is one of the most experienced players in Super Eagles. Ndidi's first assignment will be leading the three-time African champions as they push for glory at the African Cup of Nations in Morocco. To achieve that, the player said he knows that unity is key and is rallying his teammates to back themselves to victory at AFCON. And that's how we're going to conclude tonight's package on the network news. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi. A big thank you for watching. Good night.
ITV, certainly the best.